evaluate pathogens and toxins. Before going into the detail of the evaluation related to pathogenicity and the toxins produced by the bacteria or viruses, let's talk about the pathogens and toxins. Pathogens are the microorganisms that cause diseases in human beings, and the toxins are considered as antigens. Antigen is a substance which, when enters into the body parenterally, it evokes an immune response. So microbial toxins are considered to be one of the form of antigens. Now pathogens can be obtained through cultures, through diagnostic samples and tissues, according to which we have divided pathogens into 4 groups. One is the risk group 1, that includes non-pathogenic strains, or those strains that cause mild infection in human beings. Risk group 2 includes those microorganisms that causes moderate infection in human beings, such as Salmonella, E. coli and influenza. Risk group 3 include those microorganisms or those pathogens that are highly infectious for human beings, such as tuberculosis, anthrax. And risk group 4 include those pathogens which are extremely pathogenic for human beings. It includes Ebola virus and smallpox. Now, toxins produced by bacteria are of 2 types. One is the endotoxin and the second one is exotoxin. Exotoxins are those toxins which are produced or generated and actively secreted outside the body. Then endotoxins are considered to be the part of the bacteria. They are not secreted out into the bloodstream unless and until they are killed by the immune system of the human being, or the defense body of the human organism. For example, toxinosis. Toxinosis is a pathogenicity which is caused by bacterial toxins. Let's take 2 examples. One is the botulinum neurotoxin, which is that affect the nervous system of the human beings. And the second one is the tetanus toxin, which is released by Clostridium tetani. And again, it affects the nervous system of the human being. Now, here we come to the point, that is the evaluation. We can evaluate the pathogens as well as their toxins by serological methods. What are serological methods? These are the in vitro study of antigen and of antibody reactions. So the antigen antibody reaction, if studied in vitro, it is known as serological test. Now there is a list of serological methods like agglutination technique, precipitin test, radioimmunoassay, enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay. So in routine diagnostic labs, we evaluate the production of the pathogens and of their toxins by a technique, that is enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay, which is commonly known as ELISA. It has high specificity as well as high sensitivity. Then the virulence factors that allow the pathogens to become virulent, it can be assessed by a molecular technique known as polymerase chain reaction. Apart from this, nowadays in the genetic lab, we can serotype the pathogen, or we can go for genotyping again by using a molecular technique, that is polymerase chain reaction. Now, different articles have been reviewed, and it was found that toxic effects of pathogens can be studied in vitro, and these pathogen effects, if they occur in the cell lines, we can study them in vitro by cell culture technique using a range of pathogens. So how we can determine the toxic effects in vitro on the cell lines? This is by the expression of the genes. So this is a very valuable method for evaluating the pathogens and toxins nowadays.